YouTube channel, throughout social media. We'll get you out here before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. Deliver those winners at professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, got a few late scratches here with Jay and Tony Brown, but we got Rod Zawacky with us, Shane Mickle, and Wayne Scott. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We got some early scratches. Brown and Briggs scratched. Mickle, Scott, Zawacky, then I will close this one out. We're at the All-Star break, as you know. Light schedule. We got the All-Star game. We got some WNBA, NBA Summer League in on the fold as well. So let's go ahead and we'll get this show underway. We're going to go ahead and welcome in Shane Mickle. We're going to get some college football season win total from Shane. Catch him over at Pick Dogs for him. Also a written contributor here on the site. We'll find out more about that later in the segment. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going today, Tony?
I think it's going great here on the All-Star break. Wait until Friday when we get a full board, but I do enjoy this part of it because a little potpourri here, but we're going to get college football from you, of course, a team near you there with Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, college football is only a little over a month away, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this Gophers team and what they can do this year. Their win total, depending on where you get it, is 4.5 or 5. I think this isn't go over. This is most people think with the elimination of the West Division in the Big Ten, it's going to hurt the Gophers, which might be true. It might not get them up to 8 or 9 wins like they've seen in the last few seasons. But this is still a talented Gopher team. I think this is the most talented offense they've had since Fleck took over. They got Max Bosmer at quarterback, who was the best quarterback at the FCS level last year for New Hampshire. I think this is finally the year that Fleck stops running the ball 60 times a game and actually lets his quarterback play quarterback. I guess if he doesn't let it happen this year with Bosmer, no quarterbacks ever will come to Minnesota again because this is his best shot to have a good quarterback. And the Gophers have had a little, they've had a little favor with their schedule. They don't play Ohio State, they don't play Michigan. Of course, they play USC and UCLA. But looking at their schedule, I think they can beat Rhode Island, they can beat Nevada. I think they beat Maryland, beat Illinois, and then beat Rutgers. So that leaves them basically needing one win the rest of the season. I think those Iowa and Wisconsin games are both toss-ups. I think they win at least one of those games. Probably the Iowa game, that's at home. I don't think this Iowa team really improved that whole lot this offseason. So I think at worst we get 5 wins and it's a push. But I think the Gophers win 6 or 7 here, and this goes over.
All right, we got Shane here going with the over here with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This is a team that has had issues, at quarterback. The completion percentage is always there have been issues with. This was a team that really was focused a lot on the running game and their defense over the years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this defense is still really good. They still have Darius Taylor in the backfield, who got hurt for part of the season last year, but he's one of the best running backs in the Big Ten. Coming out of high school, he decided to choose the Gophers over Michigan, which surprised many. I know he had plenty of NIL deals this offseason that were bigger than what the Gophers could offer. He stuck with Minnesota. So, I mean, the running game is still going to be good. It's still going to be a strength for sure. The defense is still good, especially up the front four and the secondary. But the thing I'm most excited about is the quarterback. I mean, they got Bosmer. He's going to be good, and as long as Fleck lets him throw, which is obviously the big question mark in a Fleck-led offense. I think this team finds plenty of success. They're not going to win 9 games without being the West, without the cupcakes of getting to play the West every year. But, 6 or 7 wins is what you can expect with the Gophers, I think, going forward. And I think, I think this is still a bowl team every year, even if it's the Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit.
Yeah, the non-conference here with Nevada, Rhode Island. Of course, Rhode Island's one of those, you don't know what they're going to bring to the table. Sometimes they're competitive. I think these are one of the teams they're trying to recruit into Conference USAs. They're trying to fill these back end, these conferences to try to fill them up. We saw that with Kennesaw State. I think Villanova's in discussion. Georgetown, I heard about. Rhode Island, maybe one of those teams, but we'll see what they look like. Nevada's been a team that's really struggled. And UCLA is a team, I think, that's headed in the wrong direction. So I think there's some, and of course, Rutgers, you never know what you can get from Rutgers. You do get Wisconsin late in the year. USC has a lot of turnover. Michigan has a lot of turnover. We know with North Carolina turnover as well. So there's a lot of teams here facing turnover this year.
Yeah, I think they could find I mean, I didn't want to include it, but I think they might be able to find success in the North Carolina game. They stuck with North Carolina for 3 quarters last year with Drake May at quarterback. They don't have Drake May at quarterback this year, and it's at home, so it's really in season. But I think the Gophers have the quarterback advantage there at home. That's a game I think that's definitely winnable too.
Because North Carolina's defense is horrible. I don't know if they can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then their secondary. Yeah. That game is one we're going to know if Fleck has actually changed his tune, because that's a game that Bosmer should be able to throw all over that defense.
I failed to mention Maryland. Maryland's a team that is facing turnover, and this is the team kind of that home road splits where they really look dominating at home against lesser opponents. This is a road game. Of course, Tuel, his brother Talia is play. I think he's playing with Winnipeg, or he's on the roster now. So there's another quarterback turnover there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean since Flex took over, the Gophers have found success against Maryland home. They've struggled with Maryland on the road. Another game that's home. But I mean that's gonna be the key. All season, the Gophers are probably going to be involved in a bunch of close games against these teams. It's going to be, are they going to be able to close them out in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, and of course the road games this year, they will have, looks like 5 on the road at Michigan, at UCLA, which I think is going to be a bad team. I mean, I think there's some issues there. Kelly did not leave that cupboard as bare. You saw that in the bowl game with their quarterback, right? They've got some issues there. Illinois, you don't know what you're going to get. Rutgers, another team, then Wisconsin. But, of course, Michigan is going to be the test here. They play 4 straight home games before they go to Michigan.
Yeah, definitely. That Michigan game, of course, is going to be tough. But like you talked about, another team with turmoil. I mean, like their team's in a much better position than some of these, these Maryland or UCLA teams with turmoil. But, yeah, I mean, that's a game where the Gophers just hope that they don't get run 42-7 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course, Iowa, they opened up conference play with Iowa. Iowa, a team that can defend, but man, that offense is just brutal.
Yeah, those Iowa Gopher games the last few years have just been ugly. No one wants to watch football. But yeah, I think being at home, I mean, yeah, if this isn't the year where they can beat Iowa, it's there's some major issues there.
Yeah, I don't see a neutral site game location for them this year. Do they have one? I don't see it. I think everything.
No, they're all home away. Yeah.
All home and away. Okay, there you go. All right, so there we go. Shane says the Golden Gophers to go over 5 wins here in college football, which is they kick it off here on a Thursday night. They start Thursday night, August 29th at home in North Carolina. Favorable non-conference, home to North Carolina, home to Rhode Island, home to Nevada, and they open up conference play at home against Iowa. So 4 straight home games here for the Golden Gophers. So that I think that helps, no doubt, trying to get over that 5 wins as you get those non-conferences at home.
It's crazy you talk about a favorable non-conference, but that's what Fleck's known for. They do have the home and away with North Carolina, but usually it's the Bowling Greens of the world that we're playing for 3 straight games. So it's actually a little. I mean, it's not tough. I wouldn't say it's tough, but it's a little tougher than what Fleck has had, in years past. Actually scheduling a Power 5 in a non-conference.
Yeah, you can't find it. Is there an FCS in Minnesota? I know there's in the Dakotas.
No, yeah, well, there's no chance the Gophers are going to play either of those Dakota teams in FCS. They do not want that.
There you go. Maybe a MAC team would be easier. That's probably the way it rolls.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Shane here on Golden Gophers over 5 wins college football. I said they kick off Thursday, August 29th, hosting North Carolina. Hey, it's a high-profile game. This one will be on Big Fox here on August 29th. There, all right, Shane. Let everybody know what's going on over at Pick Dog Premium. I know we got WNBA on the board. There's some the All-Star game up there as well. We get into in WNBA here until the end of the week, and then of course we got baseball coming back Friday. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I preach on it every time WNBA. I've got premium plays up. I already had one winner. I've got one left with that Aces game tonight, $29.99. But I'll hop on long term. We're in the All-Star break right now. I did not have an All-Star play for tonight. But baseball's almost back, and then like we talked about, we have college football, NFL coming up, and then right after that, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, we're not that far away from college basketball season either. Only a couple months away, and then it gets crazy in our world with the writing and the premium plays. So no better time to hop on a long-term pass, even if we're in a couple down days here. Don't sleep on that WNBA if you want something Want something to make money on tonight? Look at that WNBA play, $29.99.
That's right, guys. You got on board with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can see here that we've got Shane with his WNBA, so get on board with that best bet tonight from Shane. Remember, the one-day passes are profit guarantee, meaning they must turn a profit. The amount you purchase will be credited back to your account for site credit. That's credit guarantee. All right, Shane, as always, great having you on the show. Of course, we can find a lot of your written work over on the sites.
Yeah, we're covering Summer League right now, too, and then MLB. But, yeah, like you said, UFC, we just got finished with soccer, and I'm sure I guess I haven't talked to Mitch yet, but the Olympics are coming up. I'm sure we're going to be covering all the women's and men's basketball and then the soccer for the Olympics too, so make sure to look out for that coverage on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place.
Yeah, keep an eye on it there, guys. Check it out there. Shane over at Pick Dogs Sports Chat Place with his written contact. All right, Shane, have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you on Thursday.
All right, sounds good. Have a good night, everyone.
Shane Mickle here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show. It's time for some Summer League pick here from our man Wayne Scott. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. We'll bring Wayne in right now. I think we're set to roll here in the Summer League action. Let's see if we can bring him in here in just a second. Ready to roll. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family? I'm doing good out here today.
No, everything going great here. We're going to take a look with Wayne tonight. We're going over to Summer League action, and this is the game here, 8:30 Eastern Time, ESPN Plus. We'll have it. Wizards and Trailblazers. We see it looks like this one. We're getting some line issues here with my provider on these NBA Summer Leagues, but it looks to me like the Wizards will be favored 3 in this one. Total 182.5.
Yeah, we got some live movements on the Wizards, and that'll be the side I'm on, straight to the punch. Trailblazers starting to tankathon early. You can see in this past draft, they had like 4 or 5 picks. They ended up trading at least 3 of those picks, and one of those trades was Bob Carrington, and they're gonna be mad that they traded him. This kid's been going off. The draft pick that they picked, Klingon, he's been struggling. 1 of 8 in his last game. I do think he'll play better. The Wizards' top pick, sorry, he's been up and down. He's been better than Klingon, but I just like the guards for the Wizards. I like their the way that they've been playing through the summer league. There are plenty of guards. I do think their big plays better, and I just don't like the direction the Trailblazers are going in. I haven't liked this since last season. I really is not liking the moves that they're going, and it just seemed to be full-fledged tank for this next draft coming up. If I'm not getting a huge amount of points with this team, it's just a team that I'm not trusting, and I'm starting that even here in the summer league. We're getting 2.5 points against a Wizards team that's scrappy. Their only loss came to a Rockets, a team that's looking like they can win it all. Meanwhile, Portland's loss was I believe it was to the Spurs, a team that's kind of up and down. They don't even have their best player. So with that being said, I'm gonna ride Wizards. I was on them on 2.5. I understand why the line's at 3. I'll lay all the way to about 5 points with the Wizards in this game tonight.
All right, Wayne says go ahead and take the Wizards here. And go ahead and lay the 2.5 here against a Portland team, Wayne, that we know has had a lot of issues here, right? It's a team in transition, trying to figure out what they're going to do. They've got some young talent there, and as you said, their head coach is trying to put something together there.
Yeah, trying, but I'm really not sure the direction he's going. They drafted a big, to kind of sit behind Aiden. Aiden's been up and down. A lot of people call him trash. He has potential, but he really hasn't lived up to that potential. They have a team full of guards. We're speculating they had to get rid of one with Anthony Simons. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries, but this offseason they made no moves to fix none of that stuff. So it leads me to think that they'll be joining the tankathon, and they like a lot of the stuff that they're seeing in this upcoming draft more than they did this draft where they just traded 3 of their draft picks. As I stated, Bob Carrington was an excellent selection for them. Another guard who got traded for the Wizards. He's averaging about 15, 17 points. Wizards are a very guard-heavy team. Have no problem scoring. They'll just have to play a little defense here. But yeah, it's coming down to me liking the moves and the directions that the Wizards have shown, and Trailblazers haven't given me much trust.
Yeah, no trust there on this Wizards. take the games in action. We do have games in action. We do have a final already. Pacers and Suns. We got games in process with Nets and Knicks in a close one. We got Nuggets just beginning here against the Hornets. In a few minutes here, we do have the Bulls and Pistons going head-to-head in this one. We're seeing that the Bulls will be favored here about 3.5 in this one.
I like the Pistons, man. I like the identity they're trying to build. Bulls are in the same place that
Portland.
The Trailblazers are to me. Just yeah, exactly. Just no identity, no really smart offseason moves, not bringing in no veteran. It's one thing not to pile up the young talent. It's another thing to kind of let go of some of your core, but not bring nobody else in. So they just have me in a little disarray with what they're doing. But on the other side of that, this Piston team keeps adding young talent. They're very efficient with the guys that they're drafting. And they've been playing very feisty in this summer league. I got a chance to check them out, and you're giving me them as dogs here. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them with the points in. I'll sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I think Piston wins this game.
Yeah, Piston says, Wayne, we're going to look here at Sixers and Timberwolves head-to-head here tonight here at 8 Eastern time. It will be the Timberwolves favored here, 5.5, the total 179.5.
Man, if you haven't watched the Timberwolves, they've been playing some fun basketball with both of their guards. It's been electric. Not even just Dillingham. They got the guy from Villanova. I really can't think of his name right now. He's averaging about 17 points. It's real fun to watch. But with all that being said, this Philly team has been just as scrappy, just as good of a young core. I like the guard that they have from Duke. I like some of the G League players they have. They're trying to make, if not this Phillies roster, make other rosters. They've been playing well together, and I like them with the points here. Timberwolves coming off a tough game where they pulled away late, but I watched that game. It was a pretty physical game. I think the Philly can come up here with this plus 5.5. That's a lot of points for a team just as scrappy and kind of got some of the same pieces here. I'm going to go with Philly.
Philly says, Wayne, plus the points there. We covered this game. We go over to the Clippers and Bucks on ESPN2 here. Looks like the Clippers will be the road favorite here up to 6, 5.5, total 173.5.
Yeah, this line continues to move. This is kind of like a maybe somebody knows something, because Clippers are undefeated, been playing good, but at the same time, it's just hard for me to lay that many points, even against a Bucks team who hasn't been playing well this summer league. Definitely a pass, but I would lean to the Clippers just based off the line movement. The line movement so heavy, and they haven't lost yet. It's kind of like they're gonna have to show me they can lose before I just take somebody like the Bucks. But I don't love this game. Don't love the numbers. I don't love the game.
Pelicans and Spurs, a nightcap here tonight. We're seeing in this one the road team favored here but the Pelicans total 169.5. I know some of these Olympic players. What's their status? I know Wemby. He's on the French team. There are some Olympians. Are there at Summer League? Will we hear? What's the story here? This one with the Pelicans favorite on the road.
Yeah, exactly. That you mentioned some of these guys that are second-year players that will be playing in the summer league are taking that experience overseas, and I don't blame them. This overseas is winning something like that for your country is a lot more important than summer league. As long as you're getting the reps in, I don't think the coaches mind. But on the other side of that, it hurts a team like the Spurs who could use Wemby and winning the summer league. They are stacking up some young talent. I do like the guards and the way the Spurs are playing, but I like the Pelicans more. I like they're missing somebody young like Dyson Daniels, who's on their Australia team, but they also still got somebody like Hawkins, who's been scoring about 20 a game. They got some bigs. They're playing well together. I can see why the Pelicans are favored here, and I'll ride them at this -4 in this spot.
We got -4 here. We got you covered here with the Summer League tonight. ESPN Plus, ESPN will televise these games, guys. NBA TV pipes in as too with some of these games. I think the games that are on the Plus you find on NBA TV, because right now I'm watching Brooklyn and New York on NBA TV, so keep an eye there. Wayne, I'll just get your thoughts here on this Memphis team. No Edie there has been dealing with that foot soreness, and that's already a flag there because we know he got drafted by a team that plays fast. He comes from a team that played slow in Purdue. A big guy like that up and down the court at a fast pace. We're already starting to see the soreness come in.
Yeah, Tony, he's lost some weight though. He's
Oh yeah.
actually been keeping up, but at the same thing, exactly what you pointed out, you don't want to see him out this early. Maybe they're just being cautious. Maybe he is really hurt. You never know with the NBA. But I will say this: I've liked what I've seen from him early. He's got locker. He's been in the gym, man. He's running up that floor. I'm talking about sprinting up that floor. These are things that we didn't see from him in college. We didn't know if he'll be able to adjust with the speed, but his foot speed has gotten better. And he's a beast out there. He's looking very good. I know it's just summer league, but he's doing what he's supposed to do in summer league. I just hate to see him out of games as early as you mentioned.
Yeah, keep an eye there. Probably the diet, and of course the speed and the conditioning there. He knows what he's got to do, and I think it's again showing some professional at a young age. Get your thoughts here on a play we keep an eye on last year. G.G. Jackson, of course, the second-year guy, has seen some playing time here in the summer league. This is someone who can make an impact on this Memphis team off the bench. We saw some highs and lows from him last year.
Man, did we? He came out of nowhere, and we thought we were going to be able to pick on Memphis because of all the injuries. And then this guy comes out scoring 30, 35. True baller. And that's, and as you said, a key word, professionalism. Being ready when your number is called. And that's what we've seen from him. I would look to see him to continue that development. If he plays anywhere near as good as he played and they can get the rest of the team healthy, Grizzly will be right back in the top four in the West, in my opinion.
All right, any of these rookies that we caught your attention here? Probably some of the guys that aren't getting a whole lot, or maybe even the guys that are getting accolades, like the first round pick we're seeing in there. Any of the first rounders catch your attention?
Yeah, Shepard from the Rockets. He's been going crazy. Edie, as you mentioned, has been going crazy. A lot of guards. I like our pick Tristan De Silva for the Magic, small forward. He's been playing good. A lot of these wings have been stepping up. Not too many crazy games. McCain from Duke, the point guard for Philadelphia, he's looked good. A lot of consistency, guys scoring 12, 15 points, getting their feet wet. Nobody's really exploded. Dillingham has looked strong. You really got some guys that I'm now becoming aware of, some second round guys who are playing just as strong as these early first round picks. And we kind of figured that this draft, there wasn't too many standout guys, so you got to be aware of some of these second round guys who may be just as good, but for whatever reason they fell later. And we're starting to see some of these guys play just as well as these earlier draft picks. So I'm still keeping my eye open for some of these second round guys who maybe name wasn't as big but were making a name in the summer league.
How about some of these guys that were undrafted? Anybody that was undrafted that slipped the boards, that the GMs might have slipped on, maybe the touts, the scouts out there, all the draft gurus, any undrafted guy there catch your attention?
I've been keeping an eye on the bigs a little bit. Bangkok isn't really getting no playing time, but DJ Burns is not looking bad for the Cavs. He's coming off the bench for the Cavs. He's giving them some valuable minutes and 9 points here. I like his production with the amount of minutes he's getting. And there's a couple guards, but names are just slipping my mind off the top. But I know for sure DJ Burns is one of those guys who might find himself at least on a G League roster this year and continue to develop.
Yeah, that was a big name there that was undrafted. And, like I said before, those guys that go late, they don't want to get drafted late in the second round. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. You want to be an undrafted free agent because then you could pick the place you go to.
Exactly. Have more leverage.
Yep, no doubt about that. All right, we got you through the rundown from Summer League. Of course, Wayne is like I said, he covers basketball year-round. So if we're getting you Summer League coverage like we did last year from Wayne, we're also going to get you the international from Wayne, as we did last year with the World Cup. He's going to be keeping an eye here on the Olympics, which starts a week from Friday. And we got a big one tomorrow, by the way. I don't know, in a friendly, we're going to see Serbia going up against the USA tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be a nice game. You got the line on that one already?
I want to see if I can find it right here. If there's an Olympic friendly up here, I got to bring it up here on my sheet here. Olympic basketball friendly tomorrow. Let me see if I got it in my line service. There is one game. It's probably going to be this one here. Okay, Here we go, Serbia and the U.S. I got an opening line, no total yet in this game. Maybe they got to keep an eye on roster, but so far, Serbia and U.S. The U.S. is right now currently lined in circa as a 14-point favorite. Olympic basketball tomorrow is early, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Serbia and the U.S. and probably one of the most highly anticipated friendly of the season. If you didn't think France and Serbia got your attention, Serbia USA will. USA here 14 in that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking Serbia can get the back door. See, USA played Australia and they hopped down on pretty good. They were up by about 17 to 20 points and ended up winning that game by about 6 or 7 points. And I can see something like that going with Serbia. They're one of those teams that played together a while. They got their big man Jokic. If USA can pull away, I definitely see Serbia doing enough to stay within this number. Australia and Serbia just played, and Australia beat Serbia, so you're gonna want to lean the USA with the way Australia just played them. But I think Serbia. I take it game by game. I don't really. Not going to cap just because Serbia lost to Australia and Australia looked good against USA. I think Serbia matches up well with USA, and I think that this is just too many points for a team that can score and a team that has a big that can he can disrupt things.
Yeah, and
he has a lot of familiarity with Davis and James. I'll tell you that, and those are two of the lead horsemen on his USA team.
You know, with Gobert, Wemby, and who am missing the other guy? Batum on the court. Serbia pounded France earlier. I think this week or last week.
Yeah, and the young guy Kalabi from the Wizards, a good defensive guy. That France team is loaded, so you got to put some respect on any team that can come out there and hand them guys a L. I said this earlier. I didn't put no money on it yet, but I gave 3 teams that, based off the odds at that point, who I would put some money on, and Serbia was one of them. They definitely got my respect. This is a good team with shooters, a team with young talent, a team with some underrated players, and then they got arguably one of the best guys in the world with Jokic leading the pack. So definitely a team to watch for.
The big surprise from last year was Germany. How do you see them coming in?
They're playing well. They got a little chip on their back right now for winning. So teams are playing them a little bit tougher. Teams are always going to play USA tough, but I think teams are playing Germany tougher now that they know that they're for real. More tougher than they played in the past years, and they answered the test for the most part. So they look good still. So everybody pretty much came back. This is a very good defensive team. Yeah, their offense is B, but they do well defensively. So you're always going to be a tough out when you can D up.
All right, believe the Summer League ends next week, and then we go right into the Olympics. A week from Friday, we start the preliminaries, the first round there, where these teams play in their little group stages that begin here on Friday. We'll be covering. We'll cover because I know Wayne keeps an eye on international basketball this time of the year. So we'll lean on Wayne here for picks from Olympic basketball. All right, Wayne on the show tonight. Summer League Wizards laying the points. All right, Wayne, let everybody know what you got going over at Pick Dog Premium. Of course, we got the All-Star game up there. We also have WNBA. It's been a great year in baseball for you as well.
Yeah, I'll be ready for baseball to come back. It's just been a light few days. WNBA play today. It was a loss, but I'm looking to get back on the winning side of that. Just didn't go my way. I think I was on the right side, but they couldn't pull it away late. But besides that, man, just looking to continue my success with the WNBA and MLB. Also excited for football, ready for college football. I was checking out a lot of the SEC rosters. ACC, we're looking at the movements from teams. Just continuing to familiarize myself with this college football because there's been a lot of changes from last year. So getting ready for that. But nothing else for today for sale. But we'll have plenty of action when baseball comes back.
That's right, guys. So check out Wayne Scott over at Pick Dodge. Maybe go for the long-term pass the way Wayne's going in baseball. Use promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you show. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. But, of course, we always keep an eye with you with boxing.
Yes, sir. I haven't really looked at the card for this weekend, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a decent matchup this weekend. So if there's something that catches my eye, I'll definitely be out here to share it with you guys on tomorrow or Thursday.
That's right. Okay, go Wayne tomorrow. More Summer League there from Wayne. Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir, Tony T. Appreciate you for having me, and good luck with all your best today, Pick Dog family.
You got a Wayne Scott here on the drive through. All right, we'll continue. We'll have baseball coverage of the All-Star game in a little bit. Right now, we're going to have some WNBA coverage here with Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dog Premium. Maybe so I'll pick his brain in the other game as well that starts here top of the hour. Of course, Rod has been always good to us here. He's thrown some picks in the chat as well. So let's bring in Rod Zawacky, ready to roll here with some W. Wait, Rod, what's happening?
Yeah, not too much, Tony. Enjoying the little break before we know what happens, before the big grind hits again.
Oh, yes.
So definitely, and I've been enjoying the sun weather and the nice sun that we've had over the last week or so, and it's supposed to continue for the next 8 to 10 days into the 90s. So definitely going to enjoy the prolonged summer event. Good, it should kill off these mosquitoes that we got. So,
yes.
And then what happens here is the mosquitoes, they'll get eaten by the grasshoppers, and then because everything gets so dry and sunny here that we get invaded by grasshoppers. It's coming. You can see them; they're starting to grow. That the grasshoppers are starting to take over. So,
yikes.
Farmers definitely be doing some scrambling to get their crops in.
I bet there's going to be some issues there. All right, here we go to Prime Video tonight. 10 Eastern, late game here, featuring here the Sky and the Aces. The Aces going to be big favorites, 13. The total 173.5.
Yeah, but look at this. This will be the second meeting of the season between the Sky and the Aces. And in the first meeting, the Aces did get the win. They won by 12 points in that win. And you look, since that meeting, over the last 5 games, Chicago offense, it's one of those things that struggles at times sometimes to get points. Scoring 76 points on average over the last 5. Well, the Aces have been scoring 90 points per game over their last 5. But not so fast. This Sky team can definitely rebound with the best of them. Best in the WNBA at rebounding. Because you know that Angel Reese is in there, and she leads the way. In that first meeting of the season, she's scooped 11 rebounds. And I expect her to have a big game here again and scooping those rebounds. And then those rebounds definitely can equate to points. Because you look defensively between these two teams over the last 5 games, dead even exact. Sky giving up 81.8 points per game over the last 5, while the Aces giving up 81.8 points per game over their last 5. So I think we got a no defense type game like we seen in the first meeting that finished 95-83. I like the over. I also like the Sky plus the points. You look that these Aces off of 1 day's rest, 5-16 ATS, their last 21 off of 1 day rest in covering that spread. Just doesn't do it. We know the Aces, as I've said many times behind Tony, it says fade the Aces for a reason. I know that's not the sign that was made for, but we've taken it on the drive-through as the fade the Aces sign. Take the Sky plus the points in this one.
Yeah, Rod says, yep, fade the Aces. That's been money there because the Aces, the 3 defending champions for a couple of years, they've had their issues defensively. Also, have been issues with injuries, but they seem to have got through that. But you just see this a spot here for the Sky here to get under to cover a spread for a change.
Yeah, exactly, right? The Sky, I know the Sky at times they lose by they lost by 12 in the first meeting, and I think you look at they out-rebounded the Aces in that first meeting, I believe 38-35. So it's one of those things that it can just bounce the other way. But the Sky, Angel Reese is going to be out for rebounding, and she's just beast on that glass. And you look at the Aces offensive rebounding, 12th in the WNBA at offensive rebounding. They just don't do it. So they take the shot and hope it goes in, and they don't seem to chase down that rebound. And I think the Sky tonight will be chasing down that rebound. Have a little more motivation into this one to they might even got a shot. That's at plus 700.
Yeah.
I'm going to sprinkle a little on the money line for the outright shot. Gotta sprinkle a little, throw on $20. What the heck? If it hits, you're a happy guy. So, but the bigger play, take the points. The plus 13.
Plus, yeah, because they've not been able to cover against the Mystics and Dream, right? They've Aces have failed to cover those big numbers.
They don't just, yeah, these big, because it happens, the team takes their foot off the gas. They get up by double digits here in the WNBA, and a win's a win. They're not really trying to win by 14 or try to cover a spread. Same thing what we see in Seattle today. Seattle had the lead. I'm quite sure, as Wayne was talking before me, I had the same play. I'm sure he was on Seattle. And Seattle just didn't pull away late. They had it. They were up by 6-7 points, and they just kept keeping the Sparks in there late. And the Sparks were never going to win that game, but they did get the late comeback to recover on that.
Yep, the late cover
Seattle
there.
was the better team in that one by far.
In this prime doubleheader, top of the hour, this is the competitive line game here, Sun and Liberty. It's going to be the road team here, Connecticut Sun, favored against the defending Eastern Conference champion. This is the Eastern Conference final that I think will be very competitive. I think we're already pegging this one. I think we're also pegging possibly Aces and Lynx. We'll see that what happens in the West. But here's Sun and Liberty, most likely a preview of the Eastern Conference final again. We're seeing the Sun a favorite on the road in this one.
Right, it switched because the Liberty, how much motivation do they have? You look, some of this Liberty team's going to go into the Olympics, right? If I'm not mistaken. So it's the Sun team. They're the best in the WNBA defensively. So what I've seen so far is everywhere I've looked, it's like under. Everybody thinks this is going to be a low scoring, but a 152.5? I think it's just too low for me. I like the over 152.5 here. I think we can just sneak up and over the total. You look at these matches head to head. The last meeting was a 3-point game. So the Sharps have bet this number way down already. It opened at a 6 for the Suns. It's went a long way from where that 6 was. That's long gone by now. And so, there's a lot of heavy action here on the Sun. So does Liberty come in here as everybody's looking at this? The Liberty is not going to try so hard in this game because there's a lot of money on the Sun in this game. I like the over. I think we get over this 152.5.
Right, it's going
over.
Rod likes the over here with Connecticut and Liberty there. And, of course, we got the pick there with the plus money there with the Sky at plus the 13. This is your prime video doubleheader tonight from the WNBA. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium. WNBA action up there. Baseball comes back there on Friday. What's going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight, you can scoop up my WNBA triple package that I've got going over there at Pick Dogs Premium. Scoop it up. Join me. Let's continue to crush the books in the WNBA. Also, it's Christmas in July, so definitely that's the best deal going on the board right now. Over the next 2 weeks, as soon as the calendar turns to August, the Christmas in July special is gone. So definitely that's the best deal. Join me for the year. Scoop up that year pass. It's got $400 knocked off it. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll definitely save. Join me for the year pass. That's the best deal going right now. Use a 2-for-1 capper promotional. Pair me up with any one of the other hot handicappers over at Big Dogs. We'll continue crushing the books. I'm excited for the seasons ahead. College football's coming. NFL's be right back around the corner. NHL be right back around the corner. Crushing the books. Excited.
Crush the books here with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get on board with one of his long-term passes. All right, Rod, we do have some opening lines here coming in here from the CFL. We've got, looks like we've got 2 coming up here. To start us off here, 2 on Friday night. Looks like we're not getting a Thursday night this week, but we've got it up here. Edmonton at Ottawa here. We see Ottawa here going to be laying 2, total 53.
Yeah, funny we're looking here at there's no game on Thursday this week. Don't know why that is, but doubleheader Friday night. Then we look at the Elks. Hey, they're going to go back and take on Ottawa, who they just lost to. I thought that was a good spot for the Elks to finally get themselves a win, and it did not. So it cost them a new coach. Chris Jones is fired and out of Edmonton. The GM fired out of Edmonton. So new guys into that position heading into this game. So huge question marks. That Ottawa team, man. Pimbleton, their wide receiver, man, can that guy run? His rookie starting game in the CFL, he's the reason why they lost that game. They just couldn't contain him. He was way too fast. He caught the ball wide openly, and that man does Pimpleton have some speed for Ottawa. So I'm taking Ottawa. I just can't do it. Elks on the road this season, 0-2. And now it's swapped. They're a +2.5. Ottawa, -6.5. The Elks are in trouble. They're looking awful. We're also seeing rants and chants around the social media where we want Trey, we want Trey. I've had enough of this Bethel Thompson business, but it's 50-50. He's played a solid season. He's racking up 300 yards a pass. We're just losing defensively and not holding teams, containing, making silly penalties. There were some silly penalties by the Elks this week that cost them that game. So if they don't clean that up, you knew heads were going to roll, and the coach caught the head rolling because of it. So we'll see what the Elks can do here. I got to go with Ottawa, though.
A doubleheader game on Friday, Winnipeg at Saskatchewan. Winnipeg 2.5, total 50.
Yeah, and this Winnipeg team, watch out. They're starting to put things together. Kalaros is back. Oliveira is starting to get things going together as well. That offense is starting to click like I figured that we would see from this team to start the season. Only one way to go for me in that one. I got to take Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg rolls Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan without their top QB. It's a great test here for Winnipeg because that Saskatchewan defense is for real and stole a game, but without a solid QB at the helm in Saskatchewan. Going to be a tough task to keep up with the Bombers' offense in that one.
All right, your Saturday night game in primetime, Toronto and Hamilton. Toronto about 4 on the road, total 53.
And you know what? I'm going to take the dog here. Give me Hamilton. They haven't had a win all season long or even a sniff, but this Toronto team's looking kind of suspect defensively. They definitely can give up some points, and I don't think Hamilton can go 0-4 all season long. Eventually, that will break, and going against their rivalry, huge rivalry always, Toronto and Hamilton. I like Hamilton here to finally break the curse of the 0-5, and they finally get themselves their first win of the season. Give me Hamilton money line outright, plus 180 on that one.
Wow, there you go. With Hamilton outright. All right, we close out the week here with BC at Calgary. BC 4.5 on the road, total 52.5.
Yeah, and you look at this Lions team. They're starting to roll. Watch out for this Lions team. They're definitely well on the way to cruising into the winning the West. I don't see anyone who's going to catch up or even touch BC in this West division. And going against the Calgary team that, was scrappy against Winnipeg last time out. But you look going against BC, hasn't been so well for the Stampeders. Stampeders, they are a solid football team, but Lions 7-0 ATS the last 7 meetings in Calgary. I like the Lions to win by a 7 or more as they beat up on Calgary in that one.
There you go. We got the rundown from CFL from Rod Zawacky. All right, Rob, before I let you go, you got any bonus out there? Any player props tonight on the game?
Where did I see that? I like no runs first inning.
There you go.
I know it's a little bit juiced and I just don't see any runs here in this first inning. I think it's a quiet first inning in this ball game tonight. So I got to go with the under. And then a bonus in the WNBA, as I said, Angel Reese is going to have a great game rebound. She got 11 in the first one, and her rebound is up at 13.5. So it's a little bit high. And you know what? I think it's a little bit high at a reason. The under is really juiced on that. Take the over. I think she gets the 14, 15 rebounds tonight versus the Aces at a nice plus money. I think the books are trying to bait you into taking the under. I think Angel Reese has a big game tonight on the glass. Dominant there from Rod Zawacky. You know, it's funny you pay Nerfy's juiced under. Is there a no run first and second inning?
Man, if there was, I really do. Because people are talking about only leaving Skeens in there for 1 inning. Well, I think they might leave him in there for 2. I think he could be in there for 2. Especially if he has a quick first inning, and I don't see him hanging him out there. But they're talking about 1 inning. I think he goes 2.
So Nerf T, no runs first 2 innings?
I got to go with the National League. I'm sorry, I don't trust who's starting on the what's his name from Baltimore. Yeah, I don't trust that guy.
Burns.
Burns is starting for the Baltimore.
We need a Nerf T. No runs first 2 innings. Nerf T.
Nerf T. Yeah,
yes.
Hey, maybe we can start it up. Nerf T.
I want a Nerf T. No runs first 2 innings in this one. If you can find one. But we got to make it up.
I'm going to go National League in the under.
Yeah.
National League and under for me here.
Can't
I
argue
like
that
the under
one.
7.5. The under's what? I think it's like
7.
14, 1 and 2. I think the
Yeah.
last 17.
Pitchers
It's been
dominate the
nuts.
games. Yeah, the pitchers dominate these. I mean, when you got aces up here, uh,
Well, yeah, because it's not like it's like ace after ace after ace. How many starters? Like we've got just ace schemes followed by another ace.
there's no out of the aces, none of them are injured on the American League side. We do have a few injuries on the National League side. I know, or maybe they're not going to play because they pitch Sunday. I don't have that information available, but we know Glasnow tweaked his back, or I think it was his back he tweaked, and Chris Sale is unavailable here. Suarez just looked he looked to me like he had a tired arm in his last start, by the way. Suarez.
He did, yeah. He's starting to get gassed. They used him a lot in the first half, and I think that's the same with Glasnow. Tyler Glasnow is going to start to gas in that second half. Watch out for that. They used him a lot in that first half. He's thrown a lot of pitches already. That's what you got to watch for in the MLB in the second half is pitchers that have got a lot of work. And I don't think Sale's injured at all. I think the Braves are shorthanded as it is, and they need that guy to continue to pitch, and they don't even want to take the chance. So they're like, yep, nope, yeah, well, here, no, he's not feeling good. Yep, he's out of there. Yeah, congratulations, you did make the All-Star game, but we need you down the stretch as a Braves team. Yeah, you don't want to risk no injury.
I think a significant injury for the National. I think a significant injury here for the National League is Fernando Tatis not playing, because he's the type of player that comes in, that shows up in these a bit high attention games, right? That's what the Padres, right? They play good against good teams. They suck against the bad teams. This is a spotlight game, and this is where you get the best out of Tatis, and he's not playing today.
And he's not playing today, right?
Yeah.
So that helps us even more to the under 7.5. Because he won't be crushing a home run with all of a sudden some guy with a bloop and a blast, and next there's 2 runs, or a walk and a bloop and a blast, and it's 3-0 before you know it. So with him not up there, that's one less big bats. But there's a lot of big bats in this game.
Yeah, there is.
It's funny when you're taking an under in an All-Star game. It's just like there's so many big bats that can hurt you. It always seems like a sweat, but usually it's not.
Because you got the aces in there. You got all these aces. Fried, Green, Imanaga, Lopez, Christopher Sanchez, Skeens, Webb. Man, and of course Suarez has been a really good closer getting saves for San Diego. So there's a lot of, lots.
And pitch counts on these guys, and the pitch counts on these guys will all be low. It's not like they're going to work too hard.
That's right. It's something there. All right, Rod, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again here tomorrow.
You as well, Tony. Good luck, Big Dogs fam. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday evening. Catch you guys tomorrow on the drive-thru.
You got it. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. All right, guys. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll do the recap here. We tipped my hand earlier here on this segment, but it's kind of what we thought we're going to go here. Let me go ahead and put up the graphic here for the odds. Let me see here. We're going Major League Baseball here in the All-Star game. You know where I'm going on this one. You guys pretty much know where I'm headed in this game. There's no doubt. It's a no-doubter here. League versus league. Looks like we got some issues there with our graphics today, but we'll just pull this aside and we'll just let you know in this one. We're going to go in this game. We're going to go with the under here. Under 7, I think. Let me make sure it's still 7. I don't think it's going to go to 6.5. There may be some 7. Everything right now is showing 7 juice to the over. FanDuel's the only one here that has 7.5, but everybody's at 7. It's under 7 again. As we mentioned here with the rosters here, you look at starting pitchers: Fried, Green, Imanaga, Lopez, Sanchez, Skeens, Webb. That's solid pitchers coming out here of the bullpen. Suarez has been a solid closer for San Diego. Got to look that direction there. Under. Remember we talked about Fernando Tatis Jr. out of this one. The sore arms are out. No Ranger Suarez, no Tyler Glasnow. These guys looked like they were really up against it at the end of the first half, right by the break. They looked out of gas, and they're out of the game. Fortunately, if you like under, they are out. This one, just some notables out here, everyday players. Altuve out for the American League. Carlos Correa out as well. Devers out for the American League. So a couple of some impact bats there will be out here. May impact their. We got to go to the reserves here. Keep a look at some of these reserves coming in. Game will be played in Arlington, Texas, which has played to the under this year. A lot of unders in Texas games. So we'll go under total here of 7 runs. All right, guys. go ahead and put in your show picks. There's obviously no chat pick of the day today because of the limited schedule. So go ahead and put in your show picks into the screen if you would, and we'll share them with everybody here in a little bit. Let's get to the recap here for today. We had Shane was on Mickle going Gophers over 5 wins. Wayne was on the Wizards, laid the 2.5. Rod liked the Sky plus 13. I'll go AL and NL under the total here of 7. I'll go with Rod here on the Sky plus the 13. That's a lot of points there. We've seen the Aces here struggling to cover in their last 2 games against the Mystics and the Dream. We'll take the Sky here plus 13 on that Amazon Prime doubleheader beginning here top of the hour. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive Thru. Guys, put your show picks in. We'll read them off for you here on the show. That'll do it for this edition of the Drive Thru. We'll be back again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll do it all over again. Bring in our captains and big dogs and sports chefs. We'll give you plays. There'll be potpourri, WNBA, Summer League, season win totals. It's that time of the year. Remember to always get started with the morning show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time during the week with Chris and Jay. We also have the video series here, Mitch's 7 Picks in 5 Minutes, his betting tools show, roundtable discussion with the professionals. Also, we've got as well Ron Romanelli with his MLB baseball breakdown, WNBA, and a rundown here with both Jay and Chris. Ron Zawacky will be back when hockey season comes in. Wayne with his boxing as well. And of course, Costy's sharp trading plays, Big Al McMorty with his all access contrarian plays here from Brian Bittler. And of course, the against the public betting here with Dana Lane. Of course, Javon with his parlay video, Nerfies, and parlay shorts here from Brad Francis. And of course, we've got the NASCAR coming in from Joey Tron. Kirk coming in with his MLB totals, as well as his soccer. That's going to do it here, guys. So go ahead and put in your show picks. We got Ron Crawford likes the AL American League minus 118. Let's see if we have any more show picks today from you guys. Bo Dunn likes over in the Aces game. Hot Rod NL moneyline under we talked about earlier. So we got everybody's pick in there right now. I think we do it. All right, that's the last call here for your show picks. We got them in. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Let's go.